You don't have a receiving problem, you have a problem with what receiving would make you. Because if you're really honest, there are moments where something comes towards you. And instead of fully taking it in, something inside you tightens. You hesitate, you question it, you downplay it, or you give everything away. Maybe you recognize this. Someone gives you an opportunity and you don't really follow it through. Or something good happens and you immediately think, this won't last. You receive something and you feel the need to give back right away. Things start moving and then somehow you pull back, not consciously, but subtly, almost automatically. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what those hidden dynamics are, not in a vague way, but in a way where you can actually recognize what part of you is blocking what you want. And I'll also walk you through 3 key Bach Flower Remedies, each one working on a very specific layer of this pattern. So you can start seeing which ones you actually need to open up your ability to receive, whether that's money, opportunities, or support. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a vibrational healer and I mainly work with Bach Flower Remedies to help sensitive, self-aware people understand themselves more deeply and work with these remedies in a way that actually creates real change. And if that interests you, I have some links in the description for you to explore and join my free class in June to learn more. And what we're going to talk about today goes deeper than manifestation, because this is not about attracting more. It is really about understanding why things don't seem to stay in your life. Because receiving is not just about getting something. Receiving asks something from you. It asks you to hold more, to be seen more, to live differently. And if a part of you is not really ready for that, you don't block it dramatically, you simply don't let it land. Because when you look closely, it's not that nothing ever comes to you. Things do come, opportunities, moments, openings. But something happens right after, and that after is where everything shifts. And in my experience, there are 3 very common inner patterns that interrupt your ability to receive, not loudly, rather quietly, but very consistently. So let's have a look at them. Pattern 1 is guilt. This is often very hidden because it doesn't show up as I feel guilty for receiving. It shows up as this is enough for me, or I don't really need more. Others have it worse. Or I shouldn't take too much, shouldn't take up too much space. It sounds very reasonable, even humble. But if you look deeper, there is a subtle movement of reducing yourself. When something comes towards you, you don't fully take it in. You soften it, you minimize it, you redirect it. You might undercharge. You might give more than you receive. You might feel uncomfortable when things go well. You might quickly give something back. Because somewhere inside there is a belief. If I take more, someone else has less. Or even deeper, I am not fully allowed to have this. And so what happens is you never fully step into what is available to you. Not because it's not there, but because you don't allow yourself to really hold it. So the remedy here is pine. Pine works on that deeper inner sense of I am doing something wrong by receiving. Pine gently releases guilt, self-blame, the need to make yourself smaller. So instead of correcting what you receive, you begin to simply allow it. Pattern 2 is about self-denial, that I have to earn it feeling. So the second pattern is very different. This one looks strong, disciplined, controlled. This is the part of you that believes, I have to earn everything first. I can't just receive. I have to deserve it. And again, this is not always obvious. It sounds like, I need to do more first, or I'm not ready yet, or I haven't really earned this, or I need to improve before I allow this. So what happens is that receiving is always postponed. Something comes towards you, and instead of letting it land, you immediately create pressure. Now I have to do more. It's as if receiving creates debt. And this is where many people get stuck without realizing it, because they think, this is responsibility, this is discipline, this is growth. But if every time you receive something, you immediately compensate, you justify it, you try to earn it back, then you cancel your own movement. You receive, and then you pull yourself back to where you were. There is balance in life, but balance is not punishment. It's not, you receive, now you must suffer, or you receive, now you must prove yourself. Because if that were true, you could never expand. Sometimes you receive first and then you grow into it. You receive an opportunity and then you rise. You receive support and then you expand. You receive something unexpected and then you become ready. But if your system says, no, I must first be ready, you will block the very things that would help you grow. And so you stay in preparation, in discipline, in control, but never in expansion. And this shows up very clearly around money, because you might say, I really want to earn more. But then at the same time, there is a pressure inside you that says, well, if I earn more, I really have to do more. Or if I receive more, I have to work harder. So what do? You increase your effort. You increase your hours. You increase your pressure. And yes, you might earn more, but you're also doing more, working more, pushing harder. So in reality, you are not really receiving more. You are just working harder for it. And this is the trap, because it creates the illusion of growth, but energetically you're staying in the exact same place. You receive and you immediately cancel it out. So the remedy here is rock water. Rock water helps you soften inner rigidity, release the belief that everything must be earned, and step out of constant self-pressure. So instead of I must do more to deserve more, you begin to allow I can receive more without tightening around it. Then the third pattern is one of the most important ones. This is the part of you that always puts others first. Says yes when you really mean no. Adapts constantly. And at first this feels very kind and helpful and giving. But if you look deeper, there is a pattern of leaving yourself out. And this shows up very, very practically. You might notice you struggle to ask for what you really want. Maybe you feel uncomfortable negotiating. You feel like you are too much if you ask for more, or you accept things that are not really right for you. Because somewhere inside there is a fear of disappointing others. There is the fear of being seen as difficult. There's the fear of taking up space. So what happens? Well, you place yourself last again and again. And then we have to ask a very honest question. If you always place yourself last, how much do you think you can really receive? How good would you be at receiving if you don't have any clear boundaries? Let's make it very real. Imagine you are doing work for someone and you agreed on a certain price. And then they start asking, can you also do this? Can you just quickly add that? It's just a small thing. And you say yes, again and again. What is really happening? You are giving more and more and more without receiving more. And so over time, you are literally training your system to give without really balancing it. And then you wonder, why am I not receiving more? But your whole system is oriented towards output, not input. And I've been there myself. There was a time where I felt like I never really received anything. I was always just making it through financially. And then when I looked deeper, I realized I had set a boundary for myself, but a really bad one. I just want to be able to pay my bills. And that was exactly what happened, because that's what I allowed, nothing more. And Santori helps you come back to yourself, create better boundaries, stop abandoning yourself. Because receiving is not just openness, it is the ability to stay with yourself while something comes towards you. So when you look at your life and things don't seem to stay, it's not random. There are parts of you saying, I shouldn't have more, I have to earn this first, others come before me, and so on. And each of these interrupts your ability to receive. So let's have a look at how to take these remedies. You don't need to overcomplicate this. Choose 1, 2, or 3 remedies based on what resonates most. Then you will take 4 drops 4 times per day, or you put 2 drops of each in a bottle of water and you sip from throughout the day. And repeat this with a fresh bottle every day. Do this at least a month and then see how you feel, act, and if anything has started to shift. And feel free to come back here and let us know in the comments. And the most important part is consistency, not perfection. Because what you're doing is not forcing change, you are gently shifting how you respond to life. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I have things to heal. Yes, but where do I even start? Because there are so many things out there. Yoga, breathwork, therapy, different healing modalities, and you're being pulled in all directions without really knowing what is right for you. Well, then I want to invite you to my free masterclass in June, because this is exactly what I help you with there. Where to start, what is actually going on for you, and how to take your first real step. You don't have to invest any money, just about an hour to an hour and a half of your time to learn something that can immediately help you. You can find the link in the description, together with the link of my website where you can find my course and contact for private guidance. Receiving is not about getting more. It is about becoming someone who can actually hold what comes without shrinking, without controlling, without abandoning yourself. Thank you for being here with me. I loved making this video, and I'll see you in the next one.